What if I told you that you woke up dumber today than you were yesterday? I know that sounds harsh, but it is not an insult, it is a biological warning. We spend hours in the gym trying to build our muscles, yet we spend the rest of the day actively destroying the most important organ we possess, our brain. It is not your age. It is not your genetics. It is your routine. We love to talk about neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible ability to grow and form new connections. But nobody tells you about the dark side of that coin. Neuroplasticity works both ways. Your brain can grow, but it can also shrink. In neuroscience, this process is called synaptic pruning. Your brain is an efficiency machine. If you stop using certain cognitive pathways, your brain views them as waste and eliminates them to save energy. Right now, without even realizing it, you are committing 5 specific microcrimes against your own intelligence every single day. These habits are literally pruning away your potential. If you feel like you can't focus as well as you used to, or if your memory feels a little foggy, pay close attention. Habit number 1 is something you are likely doing right now, at this very second. Habit number 1, the myth of multitasking. We wear multitasking like a badge of honor. We think it makes us productive. But neuroscience suggests it is actually making us cognitively weaker. You see, the human brain was never designed to focus on 2 things at once. It literally cannot do it. When you think you are multitasking, you are actually task switching. You are rapidly toggling your focus back and forth. Every time you switch your attention from your work to a text message, then back to work, there is a biological tax called the switching cost. Your brain has to burn glucose to disengage from one task and re-engage with another. A study from the University of London found that subjects who multitasked during cognitive tests experienced an IQ drop of up to 15 points. To put that in perspective, that is the same cognitive decline you would experience if you stayed up all night, or if you were smoking marijuana. Researchers at Stanford University found something even scarier. They found that chronic multitaskers were terrible at filtering out irrelevant information. Their brains had lost the ability to distinguish between what is important and what is noise. If you want to protect your IQ, you must relearn the art of deep work. Do one thing. Do it deeply. And do not switch until it is done. Habit number 2, chronic doom scrolling and the destruction of your attention span. You are feeding your brain junk food, and you don't even know it. Social media platforms are engineered by some of the smartest people on earth to hack your dopamine system. When you scroll through short-form content, you are training your brain to expect a chemical reward every 15 seconds. This constant flooding of dopamine causes your receptors to desensitize. This creates a condition often called popcorn brain. Your mind becomes so accustomed to rapid-fire stimulation that slow-paced activities like reading a book, solving a complex problem, or even just sitting in silence become physically painful. You lose the ability to sustain deep thought. But here's the worst part. You are eliminating boredom. You might think boredom is bad, but for the brain, boredom is essential. When you are bored, a brain circuit called the default mode network activates. This is where creativity, problem solving, and long-term planning happen. If you fill every spare second with a screen, you never let your brain enter this state. You are killing your creativity to cure your boredom, the fix. Force yourself to do nothing for 10 minutes a day. No phone, no music. Just you and your thoughts. It will be uncomfortable, but that discomfort is your brain healing. Habit number 3. You have outsourced your navigation to a satellite. You use GPS for everything, even places you have been to before. The hippocampus is the part of your brain responsible for memory and spatial navigation. It is the librarian of your mind. There is a famous study known as the Knowledge, involving London taxi drivers who have to memorize 25,000 streets. Mr. Eye scans showed that their hippocampi were significantly larger than the average person. They built physical brain mass through navigation. But the reverse is also true. When you rely 100% on GPS, your brain stops creating cognitive maps. You stop paying attention to landmarks. You stop engaging your spatial memory. Over time, this part of your brain begins to atrophy. It literally shrinks. And here's the scary connection. A shrinking hippocampus is one of the first major signs of Alzheimer's and dementia. Use it or lose it. Next time you go to the grocery store, turn the GPS off, force your brain to do the work. Habit number 4. High sugar intake. We know sugar destroys your teeth and expands your waistline, but we rarely talk about what it does to your cognitive performance. Sugar inflames the brain. High blood sugar creates chronic inflammation, which disrupts the blood-brain barrier. But more specifically, it reduces a critical chemical called BDNF, Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps you learn new things and repair old connections. When you flood your system with sugar, BDNF levels drop. Have you ever experienced that mid-afternoon crash? That brain fog where you can't seem to find the right words? That is often an insulin spike followed by a crash. Some researchers are even starting to refer to Alzheimer's disease as type 3 diabetes because of the strong link between insulin resistance and cognitive decline. If you want to think like a genius, you have to fuel your brain like a high-performance engine, not a garbage disposal. And finally, habit number 5. You only consume information that agrees with you. You live in an echo chamber. Algorithms on YouTube and social media are designed to show you what you already like. This makes you feel comfortable, but comfort is the enemy of intelligence. Intelligence requires cognitive friction. It requires your brain to wrestle with opposing ideas. If you never challenge your beliefs, your neural pathways harden like concrete. You lose intellectual flexibility, the ability to adapt and learn. To keep your IQ sharp, you must seek out confusion. Read a book by an author you disagree with. Listen to a debate that challenges your worldview. Confusion is not a bad feeling. Confusion is the sensation of your brain stretching and getting stronger. Eliminating these 5 habits won't turn you into Einstein overnight, but it will stop the leak. It will clear the fog. It will give you the mental clarity you have been missing. Now that you have stopped destroying your brain, the next step is to understand the hidden potential you already possess. You might have traits of high intelligence that you have been ignoring your whole life. Click this video right here.